Hello everyone, myself Venkat. I am studying BCA in ICCA College at Davangere. Today let us discuss a program of inserting an element in an array. Actually this program helps us to insert an element at the desired position in an array. First let us discuss the concept of this program, and then later on we can go to the logical part and the programmatical part. First let us see what is the we need to know some key points before we go to the concept of inserting an element in an array. First we need to know how to create an array and its important points like where the index starts and at what point the index ends. Here we can see I have taken an array of size 4, then I took elements as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Here you can see the index starts from 0 and it ends at the maximum size of the array -1, means here the size of the array is 4. The last index is 3. We all need to know these points before we go to the program. Then we can see here in this example I am taking an element 0. I want to enter it at the position 3, means the position 1, 2, 3. It's the third position and its index is 2. Here in arrays we all deal with the elements using index, right? That's why when I want to insert the element 0 at the position 3, which indirectly means I want to enter the element 0 at the second index. You can see here first element, second element and third element. Here the index of the third element, as you all can see, it's 2. This is the concept, and we have to dry run the program before implementing it, so we can have an idea how actually the program works, right? First we can see I want to insert an element 0 to the second index. No, I can't directly insert an element 0 here. If I insert 0 directly here, we will lose the element 3. It overwrites the element 3, which means the final array becomes 1, 2, 0 and 4. The element 3 will be lost permanently. That should not be happen. So what can we do means we have to store this element somewhere so that we can append these two elements after this 0, after inserting the 0. So we have to enter this 0 here, and we need to have these elements also. That's why there is a solution here. If we want to enter an element 0 in the index 2, then we need to shift the last element to the next index. Here as you can see, I want to insert 0 here. That's why I'm shifting this final element to the next index, means the array becomes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4, means I have entered this element here, shifted this element here. Now the array become 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4. Then if you see next what we can do means we have shifted the final element. Now the turn is for previous element. Now we can see 1, 2, 3, 3, 4. After finally shifting the element 4 here and the element 3 here, we got this array, right? You can see that we shifted 2 elements here and we reached the position, means the index at which we want to insert the element 0. As you all can see what the output we all expected in the beginning, that is we want to insert an element here. That means the output should be 1, 2, 0, 3 and 4. As you can see now, here this array we got that after shifting these two elements, here is the position in which we want to insert, right? If we insert it directly, the output will be 1, 2, 0, 3 and 4. That is the actual output that we all expected, right? If we want to insert an element here, no element should be lost. We should take care of that. The output should be 1, 2, 0, 3 and 4. Here we got the same output by inserting an element at the same position after shifting those two previous elements, right? This is a dry run of the program. Now we need to see the logical implementation to have better understanding. Let us write the code for inserting an element at the desired position. Let me write the code. First string include stdio.h int main. Let me declare an array with the name a, and okay, then let's take the variables called size I. Now let's ask user to enter the size for the array, right? enter the size of the array. Okay, then let's read the size from the user. We have taken the variable size here, right? Let's take the input for that, ampersand size. Then we have to ask the user to enter the elements for the taken array, that is enter the array elements. Okay, to read the elements continuously up to the taken size, we need to take the scanf, that is input statement within the for loop. Okay, I hope you all know how to read and write the elements of the array, that is size increment. Okay, then we need to take %d and ampersand a of I, that is we are reading the elements from the user. I hope you all know it. Then we have to ask the user to enter the element to insert, right? Actually this program is to insert an element, right? Enter the element to insert. Okay, let's take like this and read the element here. Okay, %d ampersand, let's take a variable here, that is element. Okay, then here let's take it as element. Okay, now we have read the element which a user wants to insert. Then now we have to take the position, right, in which user wants to enter, I mean insert the element. Enter the position. Okay, finally let's read the position, right? %d comma ampersand, we need to declare another variable, that is let's take it as position POS. Then POS, we have read the element here, we have taken the position here also. Now the final work is to write the logic for inserting an element, that is as we already seen the concept of inserting the element. Let us take an for loop that runs from first let us print these elements. Okay, that runs from size increment printf %d \n. Okay, here we need to take as a of I. Now let's write the program, that is insertion, right? Insertion of an element. Now let us write the for loop for inserting elements. The index from which we want to shift the elements will be the last index, right? Therefore the starting point of the for loop should be the last element, that is size -1. The index will be the index of the last element will be the size -1. Therefore let's start the for loop from size -1. It will get the last element here, then it should end at let us see, we want to insert an element at the index 2. Therefore we need to shift the final element to the next position and this element to the next position. When we reach the index at which we want to insert an element, we should stop shifting so that we can directly insert an element here. So let's run the for loop from the size -1, which means the last element, to the element with position, I mean to the, it should end at the index position -1, so that at the same position we can insert element directly. Let's decrement the loop. Okay, now what we have to do is we need to take care of this thing very carefully. Let's observe, we have to shift this element to the next element, which means the index of a of I will be shifted to the a of I plus 1, which means the final element will be shifted to the next index. So while writing this, we need to take a of I plus 1 will be assigned with a of I. That means to the next element, that is a of I plus 1, next element it is assigned with a of I, that is previous element. Here the right value will be assigned to the left value. We all know that. Now this is shifting. It will shift the last element, started with the last element, and it will end at the position in which we want to insert the element. That right, after shifting we need to insert the element, that is what will be the index, that is position minus 1 will be the index, that is position. User will be entering position. To get the index we need to take position minus 1. We all know that. Then we need to assign this with the element that user entered, right? We have read the element here and we have taken the position here, that is right. We have read the position and its index will be position minus 1. After shifting the elements here in this for loop, we directly inserted, I mean directly assigned the element to the position, exact position. After entering the inserting the element, we need to observe this carefully, right? Here the starting size is 4. After inserting an element, the final array will be this one, right? This one. Here the size you can see 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 indexes are there. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Size will be the 5. But we already taken size as 4. Therefore we have to increment the size so that we can run the for loop next time. After inserting the element there, we need to increment the size. Now after inserting an element and incrementing the size, we need to print the elements, right? Let's take this thing, let's copy it and let's paste it here. Okay, let's take a print statement that which says after insertion. Okay, now let's run this program once so that we can have clarity. Okay, let me run. Here the compiler asking to enter the size. Let's take size as 5. Now array elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's asking us to element that let's take as 0 and it's asking for position. Let's take it as 2, right? See here you all can see here the element I have entered are these elements 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wanted to insert an element 0 and I wanted to insert it at second position. Okay, that is first position will be 1, second position will be 2. So that after insertion we all got the required output. You can see here 1, 0, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is element 0 is successfully inserted at the required position. Let's debug this to get more clarity. Okay, let me take a breakpoint here. That is insertion. Let's take it here. Okay, let's debug it. Okay, the output window is here. Let's minimize it. Okay, it's asking for size. Let's take it as 4. Elements as 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, it's asking us to enter the element that we want to insert and it's asking for the position. Let's take it as second position. Means I want to insert 0 at second position, this position. The output should be 1, 0, 2, 3 and 4. Now you can see the control is here at this statement. Let's step this over. You have to watch these values very carefully. Okay, the size is 4 now and the loop variable is 3, that is size minus 1. We have taken initialized I to size minus 1. Okay, now it's came insert because the condition becomes true. Position minus 1 is 1. Now means the position, the index at which we want to insert the element is 1 and the I value is 3. Therefore it came inside. Okay, now the shifting will be taken place. That is a of I plus 1 contains nothing, means the shifting is not taken place yet. Here a of I contains 4, that is the last element. It should be shifted to the next element. You can see here it contains 0. After printing this, it became 4. Means the value last element value is shifted to the next one, a of I plus 1. a of I plus 1 became 4, and it decrements. I will be decremented, and it came inside because it condition was true and it came inside. Now a of I plus 1 contains 4 and a of I contains 3, and the 3 should be shifted to the next element. You can see here it became 3. That means the value 3 is shifted to the next one. Okay. Now the condition becomes true again. It came inside. Now a of I contains 2 and it should be shifted to a of I plus 1. That means next term. And you can see here the value is shifted here. I contains 1. Now I decrements. It becomes 0. Therefore condition became false. That is 0 is greater than or equal to 1. It became false and it came outside. Means the shifting is done. That is 4 is shifted to the next element, 3 is shifted to the next element, and 2 is shifted to the next element, and it's empty here. Now you can directly insert the value here. Therefore it comes here. Let's you can see here a of position minus 1 contains 2. Now you can replace it with the element now, because already 2 is shifted to the next element, right? You can see here the value became 0. That is the element we taken it as 0 and it is replaced with 2. And then now position 2 contains 0 and other values are shifted already. Now we have to increment the size. It contains 4. Since we inserted an extra element, we need to increment the size. Now you can see the values will be printed here. Okay, here you can see after insertion. Okay, after insertion 1, 2, 1, the second position it's 0, and the next position 2, 3, 4, finish. You can see the values here carefully. See here we have taken arrays 1, 2, 3 and 4. We taken element 0 to insert and we have taken second position. After insertion the final output is this one, means 1, 0, 2 and 3, 4. Okay, means we have successfully inserted an element at the second position. I hope you understood this logic. Let's summarize this once. Okay, first we have read the elements of the array, then we have taken the element that we want to insert and the position at which we want to insert, and we have printed the elements here. It's the main logic for shifting the elements. etc. Here we are inserting the element to the position. After shifting the previous elements to the next elements, we will successfully get the position in which we want to insert the element. Okay, after inserting here we have to increment the size because we have entered an extra element and it should also be printed, right? That's why we need to increment the size, and after incrementing we can print the values and the final output will be array with inserted element. Okay, this is the logic for this. I hope you understood. Thank you.